The first strategy for improving your day's stock and getting more cash into your bank versus stock on the showroom floor is the complexity of your offering. What is the volume? What are the sizes? What are the alternatives that you have to contend with to meet your clients' demands? And what is the way you can simplify that offering? So let's use a simple example of men's t-shirts. So you might have different colors, you might have different brands, you'll have different sizes. So if we've got an example of 5 different colors, 10 different brands, and 10 different sizes, you've got 500 alternatives just in that simple equation of 1 shirt each, 5 times 10 times 10. So very quickly, your showroom floor and your warehouse is going to get filled with all these different offerings. So a key part you need to understand to begin with is what is the degree of complexity you want to have in your offering to your clients and how you can coach them and train them up to keep your offering as simple as possible. If it's not simple, you need to make sure there's enough margin and gross profit in your business to sustain that complexity. So now we've understood the complexity that could happen from our simple example of t-shirts, is realizing where your business sits and how you can simplify the offering or the complexity around the stock that you have. Because the more offerings you have, the more you can be for more people, then all of a sudden there's more obligation on you and more drain on your stock and your cash available to you. So some of these strategies we're going to look at in a moment are going to lead to this point in terms of what are the key decisions you need to make in your business. But I'm going to share with you 2 really good examples to get your thought process going on this. The first example is Southwest Airlines in the US, and what they do today seems pretty commonplace and pretty standard within the airline industry, but when they first did it, it was revolutionary. So Southwest Airlines, being a discount airline, and to the best of my understanding, the very, very first discount airline, is that part of their offering was that they just had Boeing 737s and that was it. Now, what that made simpler was in terms of maintenance, and then in terms of maintenance, the stock that they needed on the shelf to maintain the planes. They didn't have Airbuses, they didn't have 747s or other varieties of Boeing jets. It was simply Boeing 737s. So it simplified their offering, and then as a result simplified the stock management they needed to have. Also had other benefits in their business, but specific for here, stock is the main item we'll focus on. In Australia, the example of Kmart, so again, a discount retail offering, but not an absolute like cheapest and nastiest offering, a family offering for a lot of families, including my own, for Kmart. And their former CEO, Guy Russo, went through a process of really simplifying their offering. So that example I gave before of the t-shirts was very similar to what he encountered in relation to number of brands. They've really simplified what their offering is in terms of where they get product from. It's basically sourced all from a single company. So there's not these wholesalers clipping the ticket as they go along and taking money out of their value, but also it means less stock to manage. There's one option for a white t-shirt. There's one option for a black t-shirt. There's all this simplification around what they offer. And that was a fundamental shift in the way they did business, but for the better. They have higher client experience or customer experiences now. And as a business, it is an absolute beacon to the financial strength that they've generated over a number of years through a consistent focus on simplifying your offering. So the first thing to understand is the more complex your offering, the more difficult this is going to be. The ways you can simplify your offering, the better it's going to be for your cash and your day's stock.